the chapter Interior of the Earth. Today we will discuss about the layers of the earth, the crust and the mantle. Okay, so let's start. Okay, today we will first discuss about the layers of the earth. Layers of the earth, during the origins of the earth, the heavier materials like nickel, iron move toward the center of the earth due to the gravitational pull, while the lighter materials like silica, aluminium floated above. Density, temperature and the pressure increase with the depth in the earth. Due to the increasing of temperature and pressures toward the center of the earth, the materials lying in the interior of the earth are in a state if the apparent solidity or in the liquid or solid state. Okay. The density and the characteristics of the different materials vary at the different depth. That's why the interior of the earth has divided into layers. There are the three main layers from the earth's surface to the interior. They are the crust, the mantle and the core. Okay. First we have to know the layer about the earth. Okay, this is the outermost screen of the earth. It is made up with rock and soil. And the earth crust, its average thickness is 5 km under the oceans and 50 km under the continent. Okay, and is rigid. It is rigid, so the P and S type of seismic waves can easily passes through this layer. Okay, crust is also the two type. One is the oceanic crust and other one is the continental crust. The oceanic crust is heavier than the continental crust and its average density is 3.0 to 3.3 gram per centimeter cube, and it's mainly composed with the basaltic soil, and it is called sima because the presence of silica and magnesium. Silica Si and magnesium Ma, so that's why it is called sima. Oceanic crust is also known as sima. And the continental crust, it is lighter than the oceanic crust and its average density is 2.7 to 3.0 gram per centimeter cube, and it is mainly composed of granite rock. It is called Sial. Why? Because of the presence of silica Si and aluminium Al. So that's why the continental crust is called Sial. Okay, and the two layers of the crust, Sial and Sima, are separated by the discontinuity, that is called cornered discontinuity. Okay.
In this module, you will learn about the internal structure of the earth. To understand the structure of the earth, first, let's get a background on how the earth was formed. It happened 4.5 billion years ago. The earth then was nothing like what it is today. The earth started off as a round ball of homogeneous, molten material revolving around the sun. As the liquid slowly cooled down, the denser materials that formed the earth solidified and sank to the center of the earth, where they formed a metallic core. At the same time, the lighter, less dense elements were pushed out toward the surface, where they formed the earth's crust. This led to the formation of the earth with several different layers of material, very much like an onion. These layers are arranged one on top of the other. The outermost layer is the solid crust. Next is the highly viscous layer called the mantle. Below the mantle is the liquid outer core of the earth. A solid inner core forms the Earth's innermost layer. The topmost layer, the crust, is the thinnest layer. This layer can be classified into oceanic crust and continental crust. The oceanic crust, that is, the crust beneath the oceans, is only about 5 kilometers thick. On the other hand, the continental crust can be as thick as 35 kilometers. However, considering the Earth's size, the crust is quite thin. Suppose the Earth was scaled down to the size of a football. Can you guess how thick the crust would be? It would be about half a millimeter thick. The Earth's crust is at its thinnest in places such as the Rift Valley in East Africa and thickest under mountain ranges. The continental crust is composed of two minerals, silica and alumina. The combination of these two elements gives it the name cyan. The oceanic crust, on the other hand, is mostly made up of silica and magnesium and is called cyma. Did you know? When the Earth's crust gets ruptured, the hot, molten magma, ash and gases come out from the core to the surface of the Earth. This results in the formation of a volcano. The magma that is released on the surface of the Earth is called lava. The Hawaiian Islands are said to have formed due to undersea volcanic activities. The crust, however, makes up only 0.5 to 1% of the Earth's volume. So what about the other components that make up the Earth? Well, 83% of the Earth is made up of the mantle, and the remaining 16% consists of the inner and the outer cores.
You watch a video about the Earth crust. Now we discuss about the mantle. This layer lies below the morovisic discontinuity, and the mantle is the layer lying between the crust and the outer core, and it is made up with the rocky layers, and its thickness is 2900 km. Okay, and its density is 3.3 to 5.7 gram per centimeter cube, and it is rigid and dense rock. So here the seismic waves seismic wave pass through this layer, it feels sudden shock. Okay, and its temperature range between 500 degree to 900 degree centigrade at the upper boundary, that means near the crust, and more than 4000 degree centigrade at the lower boundary, that means near the core. Okay, the chief constituent of these layers are chromium, iron, silicon, magnesium, nickel. The upper part between 30 to 650 km is made up of chromium, iron, silicon and magnesium. That's why this layer is called chrophesima, because chromium Cr, iron Fe, silicon Si, magnesium Mg. So that's why it is called chrophesima. Between 650 to 2900 km is made up of nickel, iron, okay, silicon and magnesium. Nickel Ni, iron Fe, silicon Si and magnesium Mg. So that's why this layer is called nephesima. Okay, and the discontinuity that separated chrophesima and nephesima is called Repti discontinuity. Okay, now let's watch a video about the mantle.
Consists of the inner and the outer cores. The mantle lies just below the Earth's crust and is 2,900 kilometers deep. That makes it the thickest among all the layers that comprise the Earth. It is made up of viscous material. The temperature and the pressure within the mantle are high, as it is located below the crust. That makes the material of the mantle very viscous, which means, although it is in liquid form, it does not flow freely. This material inside the mantle is more viscous than tar and is known as magma. It is semi-solid and can flow. Magma is contained within the magma chamber. Finally, as you go deeper inside the Earth,
Thank you everyone. I hope you understood. If you have any queries, please let me know. Thank you.